Hi, I'm Jamie Sorcher for Broadcasting and Cable. We're here with Janet Balis, who leads the strategy consulting practice for the media and entertainment industry for EY. Janet, what dynamics in the industry require media companies to use data more effectively?
Well, we're at this moment of extraordinary change in the industry. When we think about the linear world of content creation, distribution of that content, and monetization, we came from a world where everything was linear and it progressed, and it was in a controlled, contained environment. But as consumers lead us, business models follow, and we're now living in an incredibly different landscape of atomized, fragmented experiences. And the only way you can put the business back together again is to use data. So while we still want to respect the art and the craft of creativity, data really is a great opportunity to enhance it.
How can data maximize the consumer experience?
Well, when we think about all the different ways that we engage consumers, we're sitting here at CES, for example, where there is a multitude of technologies that are being displayed on the CES showroom floor, all of which have the potential to enhance the experience. But what we really need to do is embrace the concept that just because we can doesn't mean we should. We have to really look at the dynamics, and data informs us as to what's working, what isn't. And then we have to lean into the creative side of our minds as well to say, is this an effective storytelling technique? Is it really going to make the experience delight, engage, and entertain and inform consumers?
How can data and creativity complement one another?
Well, I think what we have to do is put data in the hands of the creatives themselves. Right now in most organizations, data is sitting in a separate part of the organization. And it's a natural thing to think about silos. Think about when we were children, when they labeled us as a math science student or an English history, or they said you're a right brain, you're a left brain, you're a quant, you're a creative. It is natural for us to think about these things being separate and divided in organizations. But this moment really requires us to put that information front and center in the hands of creatives so that they can modify their craft, not in response, not driven by the data, but informed and enhanced by it. In some cases, that's about data visualization, dashboards, new technologies that help them simply understand the dynamics of human engagement around the content they're creating so they can make their craft better.
What challenges arise in a highly fragmented, multi-platform media environment?
When we think about the consumer experience, in the old world, media companies were able to distribute content on their own platforms. It was something on their destination, and the venue was in their control. Increasingly, we have to master the art of taking that content and putting it in all the other venues where the consumer really is. So of course, we're very well acquainted with what happens in a social setting. So whether it's Facebook or Snapchat, that's the venue where the consumer is experiencing the content. We're now in a paradigm shift, though, from social to messaging, and so that's the next platform that we will have to master. So when we think about that form factor and all of those different experiences that we can create in these different venues, we have to master the art of what I call off-network distribution, which means we don't control the platform. And the only way to do that is to use data to bring those atomized experiences back together for strategic insight.
Janet, what business models are emerging in this changing landscape?
All of the business models are in transition. I think the one that's probably most acutely impacted at this particular moment is advertising. When we look at consumer empowerment, there is certainly a trend towards things like ad blocking, concerns around privacy, and so undoubtedly that creates major challenges to the advertising model. At the same time, we also have this incredible opportunity to capitalize on data to target consumers more effectively, to make advertising and content more relevant to them. So we are certainly in a major shift around the ad side of the ecosystem.
Janet, thank you.
My pleasure.
And for Broadcasting and Cable, I'm Jamie Sorcher. Thank you for joining us.